wind howled through the narrow lanes of an old storage lot on the edge of town, rattling loose metal doors and carrying the faint scent of rain-soaked dust. A woman in a worn-out denim jacket stood in front of Unit 47, clutching a flimsy auction receipt and fighting back tears that had long since run dry. Her name was Emily Carter, and this forgotten corner of rust and shadows was her last desperate chance to turn her life around. Her hands trembled as she slid the lock open. Inside, a mountain of black trash bags filled the dim space from floor to ceiling. No furniture, no boxes marked fragile, no visible valuables, just garbage bags, dozens of them. She sank to her knees, whispering, "What have I done?" If you love stories that restore your faith in humanity, don't forget to like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Whispers of Kindness for more heart-touching true tales like this one. Emily hadn't planned to be here. A year ago, she had a steady job at a bakery, a small house with peeling paint but a garden full of sunflowers, and most importantly, her son Oliver, a bright-eyed 9-year-old who still believed his mother could fix anything. But life, as it often does, had other plans. The bakery closed during an economic downturn. Bills piled up, and the landlord gave her 2 weeks to vacate. Emily sold furniture, her grandmother's jewelry, even her late husband's toolbox. Nothing seemed enough. By the time she came across the ad for a storage unit auction, she was running on fumes and faith. People find treasures in these, her neighbor had said. Unclaimed lockers full of antiques, jewelry, maybe even cash. So with her last 120, Emily took the gamble. She remembered standing in that auction yard, surrounded by bargain hunters and junk resellers, the auctioneer's voice slicing through the air. Unit 47, who'll start me at 50. The door rolled open, revealing nothing but dark plastic bags stacked in chaotic heaps. Laughter rippled through the crowd. Garbage bags. Pass, someone muttered, but some quiet, stubborn whisper in her heart told Emily to raise her hand. Sold! To the lady in the denim jacket. Now, under the flickering yellow light, Emily tugged open the first bag. The stench of mildew hit her. Inside, torn clothes, old newspapers, broken toys. She moved to another, then another, more junk. The fourth bag was filled with yellowed letters tied with string. The fifth had empty photo frames. Her hope started to die, one bag at a time. Hours passed. The sun dipped low, painting the world in cold blue shadows. Emily was exhausted, her hands raw and dirty. She almost didn't open the last bag near the back, but something about it, its careful knot, the faint scent of cedar, made her pause. She untied it gently. Inside was a wooden box, small, dusty, and carved with delicate vines. Her heart pounded. She opened it, expecting jewelry or coins. But what she found made her breath catch. Letters, hundreds of them, all written in careful cursive. At the bottom lay a bundle of baby clothes, neatly folded, with a single silver locket resting on top. Inside the locket was a photo of a young couple holding a newborn, both smiling with pure joy. Tears filled Emily's eyes. She opened one of the letters. The handwriting trembled, as if written by someone old or sick. To my little Lily, if you're reading this, it means I couldn't find you. I never stopped looking, sweetheart. I left everything I could for you here, hoping one day you'd understand why I had to let you go. Emily froze. The letter continued. An entire story of a mother who lost her child to the foster system decades ago, who had spent her life searching, saving mementos, writing letters she could never deliver. The last line read, "If you ever find these, know that you were always loved." Emily pressed the letter to her chest, sobbing softly. She wasn't holding trash. She was holding someone's heartbreak, someone's unanswered love. The next morning, Emily returned to the storage lot with fresh eyes. She began sorting carefully through every bag. Among the old clothes and dusty knickknacks, she found more pieces of the same story. Photographs, hospital bracelets, birthday cards addressed to "My Little Lily," and even adoption paperwork. The name on every document matched the woman who had once rented the unit, Margaret Lane. Emily searched online for hours at the local library until she found an obituary. Margaret had passed away 2 years earlier at 83. There was no mention of family, only a line that said, "She is survived by her hope of reunion." Something inside Emily shifted that day. For the first time in months, she wasn't thinking about her own pain. She thought about Margaret, the woman who never stopped loving a daughter she lost, and about Lily, the child who never knew she was wanted. Determined to do the right thing, Emily posted about the discovery in a community forum. I bought a storage unit filled with letters and keepsakes from a woman named Margaret Lane. She spent her life searching for her daughter, Lily. If anyone knows this family, please reach out. The post went viral. Within 24 hours, people were sharing it across states, tracing old records, looking for Lily. News stations picked up the story. And then one day, Emily received an email. "Sure, I think I might be Lily." A week later, Emily met Lily Thompson, now a woman in her 50s, with kind eyes and hands that shook as she held the locket. She read her mother's letters one by one, tears streaming down her cheeks. "She never forgot me," Lily whispered. "All this time, I thought she gave me up because she didn't love me." Emily smiled, her own heart swelling with emotion. "She loved you more than anything." That day, the two women, one who had lost everything and one who had just found everything, sat side by side in that cold storage unit, surrounded by black trash bags that were no longer trash, but treasures of love, memory, and redemption. When reporters asked Emily later why she bought the unit, she said softly, "Maybe I didn't find a treasure for myself, but I think I was meant to help someone else find theirs." The weeks passed, and things began to change for Emily too. The story touched thousands of hearts online. Donations poured in from strangers who were moved by her kindness. Someone offered her a new job at a local charity organization. Another offered her and Oliver a small apartment rent-free for 6 months. Emily often thought back to that day at the auction. The laughter, the doubts, the whisper in her heart telling her to take a chance. She realized that sometimes life's greatest blessings come wrapped in pain, hidden in places we least expect. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Whispers of Kindness, because stories like these remind us that compassion can turn even the darkest chapters into light. D22, on a quiet evening months later, Emily visited the cemetery where Margaret Lane was buried. She placed a single sunflower on the grave and whispered, "She found you, Margaret. She knows." The wind brushed softly through the trees, carrying with it the faintest scent of cedar and something that felt like peace.